You're back for more of Perry Mason here on BuzzChomp, and I'm reacting to episode 7. This was a barn burner. I think I said that before. I'm Dan Salem. Checkmate. Checkmate Perry Mason.
I'm Mandi.
I'm Dan.
Subscribe to
BuzzChomp.
Woo!
This whole origin story has been building up to the grand finale, season finale, and in episode 7, Checkmate Perry Mason on the case on Emily's baby killer, who is Ennis. And we kind of saw this coming all along. It was not a huge mystery, but this is an origin story. This is about Perry solving the case. How is he going to solve it? So we, the audience, have always had more information. I kind of thought from the beginning that the church was involved. I kind of thought from the beginning Ennis was the main catalyst, but he wasn't the driving force. Well, we discovered in the Checkmate situation that the church was very much in debt because they took out bad loans, couldn't repay them, tried to get a radio show off the ground, couldn't repay the debts on that. So they were in debt $100,000, and lo and behold, that's the kidnapping amount. So it appears as though Baggerly wasn't actually the bad guy. Perry discovered that Baggerly was the benefactor, the funder of the church, which we knew. Well, he decided he wasn't going to fund the church anymore because he lost a lot of money on a Olympic play field, some crap. And so when he decided he wasn't going to pay the church decided they were going to ransom the money from Baggerly because they stole his bastard son's child and then ransomed $100K from him to get the child back. Everything went downhill when Ennis had the baby, and the baby needed to eat, so he brought in a hooker to feed the baby. The hooker's on heroin, and the heroin milk killed the child. Now you got a dead baby, so then you get a dead hooker, and then you get a dead church man, Mr. Seidel, because he was the one that could have went on the stand and blew the whole lid off this case, so Ennis takes him out. Ennis has literally murdered every single person. Perry and his team have managed to unlock the truth despite the fact that Ennis keeps killing everybody. Perry Mason got checkmate on Ennis, except we don't quite know how he's going to pull the truth out in court. I'll get to that in a moment. Perry Mason and his team got checkmate on Emily. If he proves that she wasn't involved, that I guess suppose that should absolve her in the eyes of the court, the jury, and even the DA, who is sweating bullets now. So checkmate Perry Mason. But his life is falling apart around him, and that's kind of his own fault. He didn't make payments on his house, so the house got sold at auction to his lover who owns the airfield next door. He's asking his team to go above and beyond and then getting mad when they make a simple mistake. Sure, Seidel got away, Seidel got murdered. They don't actually need him. They just thought they needed him. They got more information because Officer Drake came along with new info that linked it. He found out how the babies died. He's just going to put Emily on the stand. He can put Ennis on the stand. He can put Baggerly on the stand again. Like, there's the thing. He can call these people and break and break and break. And this is how he's going to fully win the chess match, because that's what this is. He has checkmate, but even though in chess you can't escape checkmate, technically this checkmate is escapable, but Perry won't let that happen. He is going to get Ennis to admit in court to what he did. There's just, he can get under this man's skin. He's going to put him on the stand. I just think it's inevitable. If he doesn't put him on the stand, he'll put Holcomb on the stand and get Ennis to stand up from the back rafters and get all pissy and maybe shoot at him, and then Drake will shoot Ennis and Ennis will die, but Ennis is the bad guy. And the church was trying to extort money out of its biggest benefactor who stepped away because he didn't want to fund a sinking ship anymore. This origin story is coming to a nice, tidy conclusion. Perry's got his team. Perry's got no love in his life, so he's kind of a lost soul. We knew this. We're going to have a new district attorney next season who's on Perry's side. He's going to have his number 1 and his number 2. He's going to have his cop friends. He's got his whole team laid out to be a strong, strong lawyer. And he's looking like a great lawyer. And honestly, Matthew Rhys as Perry Mason, the lawyer, is kind of exciting because we saw in this episode how Perry Mason, the lawyer, still goes and does Perry Mason private detective type things off the record. I can live with Perry Mason, lawyer, in training when it's also Perry Mason being private detective because he can't help himself. That will be fun next season. Checkmate on this one. Not quite sure what Perry's going to say to get Ennis to admit it or pull a gun in court, but we know Ennis is going down for all these murders. We know that Emily's getting off. We also know that the church has got mud all over its face. Preacher ran scared at the end of the episode, and she might just show up in court, go on the stand, and kind of admit what she knows, because she knows a lot of dirty deeds of that church also. And they're not doing her any favors. They're trying to run her out of town. so she might take it down in the process. This has been an awesome season of Perry Mason. I'm very excited it's going to continue. Comment below with what you think Perry will do in court to checkmate Ennis. I mean, he kind of already checkmated him, like I said, but we got to get the truth. It's going to come out. We got one more episode to have it all revealed. I'm Dan Salem. Subscribe to the BuzzChomp YouTube channel for the rest of Perry Mason and more great TV all year long. Woo!
Thanks for watching BuzzChomp.
Subscribe and share.
Subscribe and share.
Subscribe and share.
Share.
Woo!